All right, all right, all right. We're running a little bit late. Some things just did not happen. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? All right. Running late, running late, running late, running late. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. I was not able to send up my regular tweets. I am 7 minutes late. 37 minutes late for the soft start time of 11. 7 minutes beyond the 11:30 start time. And for that, I apologize. I have no excuse. No excuse. Let the truth be known. I procrastinated as usual and waited to the last minute to get organized. Now, not completely. Not completely. But I did wait to the last minute, which was 9, started at 9 something this morning. Yes. Yes, I did. I did. I love doing stuff like that. I don't get angry. And today we're going to talk about like how my brain works. That's one of the topics today. And I'm going to show you how my brain works. But yeah, just like, okay, we can be angry or we could solve the problem by being evil. Oh no, don't be angry. Don't be angry. No, 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 no. There's nothing you can do about it. Don't be angry. The mode you should be in now, you take all of that emotion that's been turned into anger, take all that feeling that you're channeling into being angry, okay? Put that aside. Let me tell you how you're going to have fun. You can take all that and funnel it into how can I cause the most chaos and get exactly what I want. That's where your head should be. That's exactly where your head should be. It's like, okay, all right. Because if that's the game they want to play, I'm sorry, you guys, we're sort of talking about around a topic that we can't really state, and I'd rather not state directly. But it's like, okay, that's how you want to play it. And there are some assumptions that individuals are making. Anger first, then may. Yes. No, you have. How long have you been angry? Whatever that time, it doesn't matter. You have 15 minutes more of anger time, and then you go into scheming mode. About 2 hours. Okay, all right. I'll give you 15 minutes. You get another 15 minutes to get it all off your chest. And then you have that switch and put all that energy into how can I cause the most chaos and come out smelling like a rose and get what I want while everything around me burns up. Now, she's like, fine. Because my suggestion, my way of doing it is so much more fun. So much more fun. Because you get to watch it all burn down. It is good, right? So what they're depending on is that Father agrees. Yes, is Father there? Hi, Father. If parental unit, what they're depending on is that you aren't high enough to bring about change. They were depending on the fact that you would never find out. And even if you did find out, plausible deniability. Right? So, right? But I thought about all of that. It's like, okay, but there's one thing. There's one thing that they're forgetting. I'm her brother. And if I find out about this, ooh, you in trouble. Sorry, you guys. For those of you who are here kind of lurking, I'm assisting dear sister with some jerks at work. Oh, they did? Okay. So a lot of people want to see. There are a lot of people who are going to be standing on the sidelines going, And it'll be the Picard gif where he points and nods. So, yeah, but we're going to come back to that in a minute. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm iMorph's. You're listening to the Fancy Coffee Club, cultist, cool kids radio show. Everything is a working title. We're still in the testing phase. This could all go away like that or change like that. So, for those of you who are here, you consider yourselves the lucky few because all of a sudden I'll just stop. It's like, this isn't working or I need to shift, right? So enjoy this. Enjoy this. That's why we still say chit chat and testing. What are you testing? I'm going to continue doing this or not. All right, just a moment. Uno momento, por favor. Okay. And just one other thing. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. You just need me. You just need groove. I was gonna put something on Twitter, but I don't have time. Hey, Nate. Chew on unground coffee beans. So chew on whole coffee beans, or chew on pop. What's pop? What is P-O-P pop? R-A-G-G-M-O-P-P ragmop. All right. So as usual, this podcast is brought to you by Breakbeat Kings, which you could probably hear playing softly in the background. Sips pineapple on pizza. Boo! I will take whole coffee beans over pineapple on pizza. You monster. You monster. Monster, no way. Ugh. Alright, and Sips and CSV Kit and Curl and ImageCat and Canva and FunkBot. Oh yeah, chocolate covered coffee beans are the best. When you can't have a lot of chocolate, but you need some chocolate and you need an excuse to eat some chocolate, and your endocrinologist says, "Oh, that's fine. You can have a handful of those." Like, sweet. All right, today is going to be an interesting one. So we have GT Sport, Tower of Wisdom. Oh, I misspelled wisdom. Dear sister, did you know that this awesome Nate is located in the Philippines? Were you aware of this fact? And I don't know for sure. What do you ride right now, Nate? What is your motorized conveyance, mobile, machine, vehicle? While we do that, why don't I fix this typo? How about we do that? How about we do that, huh? Oh, yeah. Go on, then. step away for just a moment. You just know about those yesterday? Yes. So the reason I asked, it's a good scooter. What are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on the scooter? Would you recommend it to a friend? Okay. Okay. It traverses many locations that a normal scooter can't. Okay. You've had a 4 inches of floodwater last week. Wow. 4 inches of, that's a lot. When you're on a little scooter, it's so easy for water to sort of get into the engine compartment or sort out the electronics for 4 days. Engines were completely dry. Nice. So what would you say about the no water intrusion? That's such a great word. Oh, that's very nice. No water intrusion. I like it. I don't know if you guys can hear the music, but I can't hear the music. They are. They are. It does have a high center of gravity. But riding comfort makes up for it. Interesting. I wonder how they swing that. All right, if you are lurking, but you want to let me know that you are here, please just type lurk in the channel so I know who's here. So what kind of corners are we talking about here? Yes, I am typing in the background. Shh. Don't judge me. So you can make this go to 25 degrees with confidence. And you are rolling on multi-spec tires like what Dual Sport uses. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let you guys talk. I need like a few things. Please hold. All right, tweet is sent. You guys didn't even notice. All right, so we have, for those of you who are watching later on YouTube and they cannot see the chat, I think chat doesn't transfer over to YouTube. Awesome Nate and my dear sister are discussing the joys and wonders of the Honda. Hold on, let's scroll up a bit. Let's scroll. The Honda ADV 150. There's much joy, happiness, and joy. It's a good scooter. Traverses locations that a normal scooter can't. Nate survived 4 inches of water over a 4-day period. No water intrusion. And dear sister confirms that yes, Hondas are durable, if nothing else. Has riding comfort makes up for the high center of gravity. Fuel economy is good despite the fact that it's heavy, and it's good at carving turns. You can bank the scooter. Nate says you can bank the scooter 25 degrees with confidence. Any more can be dangerous. It's grippy on rugged circuit surfaces, and you get that he gets Nate. The Honda provides great propulsion quickly while others struggle on rugged surfaces. And he was not able to ride it for a couple of months because he couldn't get a license. It's a 2020 model. And he recommends everyone wait for the 4-valve. He got the 2-valve version, but yeah, very good torque mid-end. And there we go. This has been brought to you by Honda. No, but they should pay me. Well, maybe not that for whatever. Okay, anyway, moving on. All right, let's go to GT Sport. And I don't know where I am, you guys. As usual, this is going to be a mess. Yes, let's go to this GT Sport. To the GT Sport folder. And we're going to run this slideshow. It's probably not going to work very well, but we're going to run it anyway. And here we go. So this was the BMW, the Fancy Coffee Club BMW Different Car Cup. Here we have a picture of Kaz drifting. We're at Willow Springs. I forget what this track is every single time. We got Kaz drifting in the BMW i5 electric-powered mobile. Laser leads. Laser in the lead early on. This was a 4-car shootout, I believe. And Kaz, it is full opposite lock. Kaz loves to drift. What do all guys think about? Drifting. We have Vegeta, the Prince of All Saiyans, in that performance liveried shell snap-on i5 or whatever it is. Knight Rider in the Geek Squad. Look at the door damage. Have you tried turning it off and then on again? And then the victor for the evening was a Vegeta. The clean race, he moved up 2 positions. This is round 1 at Willow Springs International Horse Thief Mile. That's what it's called, not Horse Thief Caverns or whatever I kept calling it. Vegeta barely beat Knight Rider across the line by 0.2 of a second. Then Laser and Kaz behind. And this was the start. Gran Turismo Sport had a stroke and stacked everyone up. Physics, who needs it? But it does prove the point. It does prove the point that 2 solid objects cannot simultaneously occupy the same space. I keep harping on this. People are like, Morph, why do you have to go on and on about this fact? Oh my God, because some of the engineering disasters I've seen where doors hit things as they swing out, or you can't get inside because the designers ignored just the basic rule of science. Two solid objects cannot occupy the same space simultaneously. That's why you hold the door open for little old ladies. Because the odds are they won't have the strength to hold the door open for themselves, especially if you let it close behind you, right? They don't have the reaction time. They don't have the strength. Whap! Right? Science people. There are some hard concepts that if you don't build a machine to cheat the concept, you will pay the price. You will pay the price every single time. Every single time. Every single time. But more, what about my feelings? Science doesn't care. Fire doesn't care. Gravity doesn't care. Walls don't care. They don't care. These things don't care. Decay. These things don't care. And you try to say, but I don't feel like it. Science doesn't care. Science doesn't care. But, we're in the post-fact modernism, blah, blah, blah. Dude, the sun is not like, oh, I guess I'm not hot. Gravity's like, oh, I guess I'll just stop working when you hit the ground. No. You can relabel reality whatever you freaking want. In the end, it all catches up with you. It'll all catch up with you. The second law of thermodynamics. If you ignore the second law of thermodynamics, you will pay the price. Now, it won't be immediate, but you will pay the price, particularly when it comes to the economy. You will pay the price. Don't kill the goose that lays the golden egg. Because once you don't have people making money, you have no one to tax. Right? And people won't be able to build things. There won't be jobs. Don't kill the goose that lays the golden egg. Amazon added 400,000 employees last year. 400,000. That means that right now they're sitting at 1 million employees. 1 million people have jobs. 1 million people have jobs. And almost half of that came from last year. Don't do it. Don't cut off your nose to spite your face. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm begging you guys, don't do it. You need your Amazons. Right? You need your SpaceX. You need your Teslas. You gotta have these places because that's where jobs come from. That's where the bulk of the work is. Jobs. Walmart. Walmart hires 2.3 million people. Apple, 135,000 people. And Apple's a very small computer company, by the way. They're tiny, but their mindshare they have is amazing. All these companies, that's where jobs come from. Oh, they make too much money. We're going to penalize them. We're going to take some of that money away. If you take the money away, then they can't hire people, and they can't do new things and build new services. But my feelings bite me. Science wins, and this is proof right there. Why did I go on this rant? I don't know how I ended up here. I'm sorry. That's how I feel, but sorry for the rant. Wow. So our uncle, our dear uncle, that works for the phone company, they pay for so much of his education, it's not even funny. They say, yeah, you keep working for us, we'll keep paying for you to go to school. And that was way back. Everyone's talking about like it's a new thing. Dude, these systems have been in place for years. It's just that someone, I hate that I'm ranting, and it's slightly political, and I know it. And I promised myself I wouldn't do this, but I gotta get this off my chest. But someone, some entity, something needs your attention. Okay. The media. Oh, the media. They. All right, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm not even mad. Gonna go back to my happy space. Let's go back to my happy space. It's impossible. I do want to rant on this though. Oh, so much. Anyway, that was the Fancy Coffee Club BMW different car cup. I forget what next week is. Okay. So, next we have Tower of Wisdom. So that means we have to go back a directory. And Tower of Wisdom 001. Is that what we're going to do? Let's check our list here. Let's see if I put it in a specific order. Yes, Tower of Wisdom. Okay. They've been doing it for years. The military has been doing it. It's existed for years. It's just a particular group of people don't want us to know about that now. They've never wanted us to know about it so they can keep on with their narrative. And we're going to talk about narratives later. I'm so mad today. Where did all this anger come from? I'm angry in place of you in your steed, dear sister. You're welcome. All right. So, I'll come right out and say it. You're welcome. I'll come right out and say it. I'm a stoic. I didn't know I was a stoic for many years. But apparently I'm a stoic. So that's that. And some people have a misconception about what it means to be a stoic and what stoicism is. It's basically you just deal with stuff that only you can control. And all the other stuff, you let it go. Let it go. Now, if you build up your empire to where things that you can control is on a wider scale, for example, Walmart and Target being able to pay for people's tuition. When you get to that level and you can make that kind of change and it's within your direct influence, do it. But for your everyday life, just stay in your lane. You'll be a happier person. That's basically it. You have to do good for socially good at your level. Sometimes it's just taking care of you. Sometimes it's just telling the little punky kid that just kicked the other girl's one of his schoolmates' backpack that, hey, I saw that. You better cut that out. Now apologize. If that's your level, that's the level I operate at because that's what happened about a month and a half ago. Your doctor kept asking you if flying gave you anxiety. I didn't want to say yes, but yes. Substances, please. Why? Why does flying freak you out? So yeah, that's the level I deal with. I deal with when I see particularly young boys behaving poorly in public, being loud, throwing garbage. You're afraid of heights? I'm absolutely terrified of heights. Flying, I also find flying terrifying, absolutely terrifying, but I love airplanes. So I simultaneously enjoy flying and hate flying. Oh, excellent. Wait, this is your, like, the level that you interact with society, Buzz? Like you see, particularly young boys, right, being jerk faces. You're like, that will not stand. That will not stand. I saw that. Jerk face. Oh no. What's up, real life Minecrafter? Like this, I was in the middle of the story of this kid. I saw a bunch of elementary school kids walking home, and one boy ran up behind the girl and he kicked her backpack. Oh, you also enjoy heights and flying? Nice. And I'm like, hey, I saw that. You better cut that out. You know, picking up garbage and all kinds of stuff like that. That's all I can do. That's the max. I have no further influence than that. So I love airplanes. I love the thought of flying. I love watch flying videos. Right? Terrified of heights. And okay. Dear sister, what you're terrified of is not so much the height. I love planes. What you're afraid of is if it falls, right? It's not even the falling part. It's the hitting the ground part that's the problem. I think for me, now that I understand, it's not so much being in the air that bothers me. It's what if we stop being in the air in an uncontrolled flight? You love saying, yeah, right? Right? Oh my God. By the way, Buzz, how is your mother-in-law doing, I believe? If I'm not mistaken. Yes, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this applies to you, dear sister, Photo Spice. Remove anxiety by removing attachment to outcome. Don't worry about the outcome. And this applies to so many other things in life. It does, right, Buzz? It drives me up the wall. Right? You see, you're in public and you observe the next generation behaving as though life has no consequences. Oh my God. I, you guys think I'm ranting now. You should hear when I rant when I'm off the microphone talking to my wife. So this is that I think what separates the US from a lot of countries. Excellent. She's on the mid. Now she doesn't know who I am, but tell her hugs from iMorph. And give her a big hug if you guys can actually be in the same room. Give her a big hug. Say iMorph says, hugs. Hang in there. Follow your doctor's orders. Just say it's from the internet. And she just just don't ask. It's from the internet. Just, it's what it is what it is. So I think the problem in the States is that people want freedom from consequences of their bad decisions. And she frowned on the doctor's orders. Hey, hey, hey. Internet hugs. Right, double down on the hugs. And so like, maybe follow doctor's orders. I mean, kind of, sort of, please. From the internet. But yeah, I think this is why we get along, Buzz. At the core, what you described up there about the next generation behaving as if life has no consequence drives me bonkers. So yeah, the freedom from it's I think that's what the States is now, right? You can't tell me what to do. I do what I want. And then they try to avoid the consequences. And then if you point out the consequences, you're the bad guy. Right? I wouldn't eat all that sugar if I were you. There's this thing called diabetes. Oh, are you talking about my weight? Okay, fine. I'm sorry. 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 Right? And so that's pretty much what it is. And as I was just ranting about the post-fact, whatever we are in now, where facts don't matter, which means consequences don't matter. No, consequences cultural. Yes, yes, exactly. So yes. So I managed to take a complicated subject and narrow it down to basically a single sentence. Yeah, it's freedom from their own consequences. That's what they want from their bad choices. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. It's the internet. Everyone makes typos. Okay. Yeah. And Buzz, we've been told that we're the bad guys now for pointing out this concept and this bad behavior. I don't know how old you are, Buzz, but I'm going to assume that we had the same experience where someone's like you're outside playing and the neighbors see you doing something wrong. And then when you get home, either your mother's waiting for you saying, so and so just called me and they told me what you were doing. Wait till your father gets home. I'm quite sure we quite possibly experienced that same thing. Kids Fritz. Takes a village isn't a thing anymore, sadly. I know. Oh my God. Oh, everyone. Group hug. Group hug. Thank you, kids. Right? It's that whole concept has just been destroyed. You don't tell me what to do. That's my child. You don't talk to my child that way. You don't tell me how to raise my kid. But he was doing something dumb. He was destroying the commons. He was throwing garbage, setting off fireworks, doing these things in dry tinder, what do they call it, like kindling in the forest. It could be a fire. Well, you don't. That's not your job to tell him what he can and can't do. But fire. And it gets it right. How did we become the bad guys? The judge behind me seems to think that if they are just expressing the way they feel, that anyone who opposes them, yes! Okay, it sounds like we're having a counseling session. A group. It's like first group hug. You're 38? Where are you from exactly? Because I think big city folks are sort of broken. I don't know. I don't know what it's like in the Midwest, Middle America. Thank you for trying this demo. Something is cooking and something has come to a boil. It's from the South, small town boy. Yes. Still got those good values, right? Church, God-fearing, or agnostic, or atheist. Doesn't really matter though. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. But it does matter to the individual. But in the scheme of knowing what's right and wrong, right or wrong, it doesn't matter because you can look at it and see. I'm gonna have to break my dear sister's heart. You know I'm agnostic, right? It makes me a monster, I know. So your friend's kid was in the process of biting other kids at church. Mother of said kid was upset when people were like, get your kid under control. But he's biting other people. Living in the Midwest big city, raised as my time. That's right. These folks are out here screaming. Oh man. Buzz. So, hi everyone, welcome to the family. I'm iMorph's, and I'm collecting apparently like-minded people. Biting kids and adults, unacceptable. So I am also agnostic, and we have so much overlap, Buzz. We have so much overlap in our how we see life. Got kicked out of kitty care. Got kicked out of kitty daycare. Good, monster. So, we're all in congruence here, right? We're not the bad guys. They want us to think we're the bad guys because they don't want to suffer their consequences. Raised Irish Catholic, moved to non-denomination, then turned pagan. Oh, it's all good. Flip side, yes. All right, waiting for the lag of the internet is hilarious. Right? Yeah. And the thing is, they're probably cool with you in general, right? It's just if we could all just be cool with each other and find that overlap. Why are you being this way, Automod? Why are you being this way? Okay. Even 3 times a week for the first. Wow. That is so good. Buzz, other kids' friends would bite his mom, and she would bite him back. Yes, that's what you should do. That's exactly how you teach kids, right? The kids bite you. It's like, oh yeah, here. Ah. Like that's not how it's supposed to work. So, this is great, Buzz. You went to church 3 times a week for the first 18 years of your life. You know the Bible inside and out. I just can like read the cover. I'm horrible. You feel that each person needs to have their own way that manages their own demons. Yes. Yes. Forcing that on others because you think you have the only answer is where you diverge. That is brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I've come up with my own little world that I live in that helps me deal with life and demons and right and wrong. Brilliant. So, hi everyone. I'm so happy you're here. What we have here for Tower of Wisdom. Freedom of choice. I can get behind that. Freedom to force your life on others. That isn't the same thing, right? If I want to gamble with my soul and say, maybe there's a God, maybe there isn't, it's my business. My business. Now, am I going to pay the price later? It's like, there is a hell. It's like, oh, wait. I changed my mind. It was like, no, too late. No. But I'm hedging my bets. Flip that coin. See how it lands? And brave on. There we go. Oh my God. I love it. Just flip it. It's like, it is what it is. I knew the job was dangerous when I took it. Right? Yeah. It's like, yep. This is me. This is what I'm doing. You're free to join me if you want. You can come and go as you please. But yeah, this is what I'm doing. This is my thing. As long as you own up to your choices. Exactly, kids. Like, yep, that was a bad decision. Oopsies. Right. Dear sister, you sort of live it. It's like, this is how I see my life, but hey, you do you. But just don't let your kids bite other people at church. That's like not cool. That's when you're sort of interfering with other people's lives. Don't they have a spray for that? They should have a spray. So it's like, oh, are the church kids biting you on the legs constantly? Taking hunks of flesh out of your forearm? Don't be worried. Don't worry. We have Kid Be Gone. Psh, one shot of this, and the kids will scatter. Yes. Yes, Buzz, right? I'm not going to get in your way. I'm not going to change your mind. I will help you. Even if I disagree. Yeah, even if we disagree on things. If there's something you're trying to achieve and you're not a jerk, I'll give you all the help in the world. Just leave me alone. Right? Yeah. But not that Thanos guy. He's a jerk. We're not helping him. We're going to pull our support away and like leave him to his own device. Like, yeah, you just go ahead. Don't ask me for help. Live and let live. Can't we just all get along? Right? Apparently not, Buzz. I don't have to love what you do. But if it's honest and not crazy, yep, and you'll lift him up. Exactly. Excuse me. Exactly. Is this going to result in the loss of life? No. Okay. Will I go to jail if the cops come? Will I be listed as an accessory? No? Bet. Let's do it. What is up with AutoMod? Hold on. said he would lock eyes on you from across the room before he would bite you. You had moments to flee. Wait, I might do the gel thing. Hey, welcome, Buzz. Thank you. You were already part of the club slash cult slash sect. I don't know what we are at this point. Never thought I'd end up leading a cult, that's for sure. Thank you, Buzz, for the 3 months. It might do the jail thing. Depends on if it's like hard time or not, right? When are we getting cult t-shirts? Cults of love and personality. So the problem with t-shirts and merchandise and stuff, I want to make this stuff, but dealing with it tax-wise is such a pain in the butt. Love you, Buzz. I'm so glad I decided to a podcast today. I was sort of on the fence. I was on the fence today, but I'm so glad I just went ahead and just pushed forward. I need to find a solution that is based here locally. So the problem with all these services that they're based in the US. So financially, I have to fill out a separate set of forms for the US taxes, right? And then if it's over a certain amount, then I have to add it also to the Japanese side, and it just gets really, really out of hand. And even, yeah, it's such a pain in the butt. It's such a pain in the butt. So tolerance is a powerful thing, and it requires both sides to be civil. Yes, if we can all be civil, if we can all agree to be civil and look after the commons and do the right thing even when people aren't looking, we don't need a lot of stupid laws. We don't have to have people policing us. If we just police ourselves, we actually end up with more freedom. But I can't get certain people to understand that. Take care of the commons. Do the right thing even when people aren't watching. Right? And then we could live without having a bunch of dumb laws. What is civil? What is common sense? What is neutral good? Yeah, these are things that are uncommon or unknown to many people. Yeah, I love it. It's like, whoa, do the right thing, even when people aren't watching. I know it's so difficult. Now there are a few stop signs I'll blow through when I'm on my bicycle at night. These are the ones where I'm on the sidewalk and there's no, how do I explain this? How do I sort of explain this? There are rare cases. All you hear is, all kids hear is, Jesus is watching you from that old albino black sheep. What is that? I don't even know what that is. I think some amazing monsters in history have been missed because the few involved went straight to triggered instead of taking the high road and trying to understand the logic of the other side, right? Try to figure out where they're coming from. Try to look at the lens. Breaking the law. But even at night when I'm out walking, old boomer website like YouTube, before YouTube, nice. So there are these different lenses that we look through, that we see life, each of us, right? And if you can understand the lens that the other person views life, and if you can get them to pull back and to look at life through your lens, you realize, oh, it's like the three blind guys looking at an elephant. Steak and cheese. I remember Steak and Cheese. Oh my, is that still up? Wow. I didn't visit many of those sites. I can't pull up a browser right now because the whole thing might fall apart. So everyone, there are a lot of different lenses. There's a historical lens, There's the religious lens. There's the identity lens, like if it's your race or your preferred partner type. And unfortunately, what happens is we get stuck in the lens. Oh, steak and cheese was brilliant. We get stuck in one particular lens. And the trick is to pull back and try to see it through all the lenses, right? You look at through the historical lens and then you pull back. Shall we just skip ahead? Can we just skip ahead to what I was going to talk about later? It ties into that. Um, so this conversation, wow, this is, I might just have to give up with everything that I was going to talk about. So there are all these lenses: historical, racial, religious. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. We can roll around to it next week. So there are various lenses. We will have. No. We're still going. We're still going. We are going to do some album covers. We have an album cover. So there are multiple lenses. And what happens is we get stuck in our own lens. And we assume that our lens is the proper lens. And it goes right back to what Buzz was saying, is you have to not just understand the logic, it's just the lens that they're viewing life. And if we could all just understand that though we have a preferred lens, it's not the only one. And when we have to pull back and think, okay, even though from historical point, if we see it solely from history, it's this. If we see it solely from this view, it's this. But when you pull back and look at the greater picture, all that sort of falls by the wayside. It comes out to just what's the reality. What's true, what stands true when you look at through all the lenses. What's the one thing that stands true? And if you can test that and say, oh, so it doesn't matter if you look at it from a historical point or from a religious point. I like this, Buzz. So I'm never married, no kids, Caucasian male. I haven't lived the life that many others have, right? I know for a fact that I don't have the optimal view of life, but I choose to hear you, right? I want to, yes, what is your lens? What is your perspective? I don't know number-wise, but if you boil everything away and say, okay, where's the overlap? Because most of the time we're discussing the same thing with just different solutions. We have a view that it should be solved through this lens or it should be solved through this political framework. I reject your reality. I reject your reality and substitute it with my own. And that's how we got to this point right now in 2021. That's exactly how we got here. I reject your reality and I'm going to substitute with my own. And on top of that, I'm going to label you a horrible person. That is so good. I might have to actually add that as a quote because that is brilliant. Yes, I did. And I'm sipping on it right now. Can you hear that? It's on my tumbler. I did. I'm a monster. I am a monster, and I apologize. But sorry, not sorry, simultaneously. That's so good. All right. So you feel like your lens is completely broken. I seem to care about where the underlying person is coming from. Too often I am realizing it's not the common thing. Exactly. Speaking of coffee, currently keeping you alive. Yeah. That's really Let's go from the Adam Savage. I know the name. You guys, culturally, like you all, about what's happened in the U.S. from 1986 until now, I'm really blind in a lot of places. I don't even know who that is. Sorry, I'm a monster. I know. So it's MythBusters. Okay, MythBusters guy. Say MythBusters guy. I know who that guy is. Someone opposes me, and you don't want to go straight to counterattack. If allowed, hear them out, ask them questions, right? Try to see what life is like and how they ended up there. Silver, that's not how coffee works. Recent content has been really good over at Adam Savage's personal YouTube. Do they even do debate teams anymore? I feel like people would benefit from it. Oh my God, you guys! There's so much else I want to talk about. I kind of lined some of that up today. All right, Buzz, hit me. I think you can post links here. Just drop a link from something that you think is amazing from Savage's YouTube channel. Drop it in the channel. About debate team, it's more like proving the other person why they're evil is like the new debate. I love it. I love Silver. He's like, but that's how it works, Morph. Hey, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? If it works for you, it works for you. There we go. We have a link from Buzz for how it works for me. Exactly. I'm sorry. Let me. Yes. Thank you for the correction. That's how it works for you. That's okay. That's right. All right. So, you guys want to skip ahead to just how Morph's brain works? You want to skip to that and then call it? Let's just skip to how Morph's brain works, or how the framework I've created based on Daniel Dennett's concept of narrative self. I don't know, and I'm still debating actually showing this, but this is how I've structured my brain. So there's this guy named Daniel Dennett, and he has a book called, I listened to it on Audible. We might lose audio for a second. Yes, we will. Okay, hold on. We're going to go to the library, though. Just a minute. So I found this book called Intuition Pumps and Other Tools for Thinking by Daniel C. Dennett. It's Dennett. This book will jack your brain up. I've listened to it 5 times now, and my head is still spinning. But for some reason, I think I landed on, or got the concept of narrative of self from Intuition Pumps and Other Tools for Thinking by Daniel C. Dennett. And basically, it sort of ties into what we're discussing here. What you mentioned, Buzz, what we've all talked about, how everyone has their own view. Silver has his own view on coffee and how it affects him. Coffee helps him fall asleep. You know, I can't say it's wrong. That's just how his world works. And we all have these narratives of self. If you're Italian, if you're a male Italian, your narrative of self is, I'm Italian, we're tough, no pineapple on pizza. Hey, what's up, Redo? Yeah. You know, we will definitely disagree on things. But what we do agree on is that we want to have a good time while we're here, but we had to define good time. But anyway, so if you're Italian, there's certain things you do, right? And that becomes your narrative. Your narrative and the filter that you see everything and how you make decisions comes from the fact that you're Italian, right? Hold on, I think my phone is ringing. Hold on. All right. So, so if you're Italian, this is your view. I'm not here for a long time. I'm just here for a good time. Yes. So if you're Russian, there's a Russian narrative. We're Russian, we do things like this. And this is what's happened to us culturally. This is what happened to me in my town. This is the Russian mindset. And we put everything, all our decisions, what we eat, how we dress, our reaction to various awesome Nate. There we go. Pineapple on pizza is always a good thing. In your world, yes. In German, we don't strongly identify as German. So you're doing the reverse of that, right? Which means you have to take the opposite view because you can't identify as German, which is another narrative. And we sort of all understand why that's kind of happened. What's up, Buzz? Thank you. Nate comes back. His fearless leader, his cult leader steals his coffee. That's all right. Buzz has got your back. So your narrative of self, if you're German, is sort of your national narrative of self. It's sort of been flipped upside down. I love it. Buzz says, pineapple is amazing. I agree. But it doesn't belong on my pizza. It can sit on the side. Yes, I heard that pepperoni with pineapple on it is good. By Austrian Girl on Twitch. Pizza doesn't belong on pizza. Wait a minute. Pizza doesn't belong on pizza? So, so you get taught that you can't feel proud and have to be ashamed of your history. And that becomes your narrative. Everything that you want to say and do goes through that filter. That's an unhealthy filter. Throw it away. Burn it. Wasn't your fault. Okay, so this is the inside of my brain. And I think this is how most people's brains work. But I'm going to say right now, this is how I see my brain working. This is a framework I've created, so I don't experience a lot of frustration and anger and other stuff. So in the middle is my brain, and it's basically this. It's like this machine, and it works. No matter what you put into it, it will work. So you have a query, and you say, why does this keep happening? And then you have all these inputs. There are probably a few other options. We have feelings, assumptions, beliefs, facts, aspirations, narratives, something that you've been keeping score about, desired outcomes and wishes. And then you feed it into your brain. Your brain doesn't care what you put into it. How do I feel? Explanation? Hold on. Expand on that. So, most people, all of us, initially, I think we just put everything into the machine. Why does so and so keep hitting me? Why does this action keep happening to me? And we put all this junk into our brain, right? And our brain is like, all right, I'll do my best building a sentence with text on this slide. Building a sentence with text on this. Hold on. How do I, feelings. Explanation. No, no, it doesn't work that way. So you have a query, then you have your inputs, and then your brain, no matter what you feed your brain, it's like those the British and even I think most modern tanks now. You can put wood, JP4, JP5, these are all fuel, kerosene, and the tanks will run. It won't be efficient, but you can put anything. You can put AV gas in some of these modern tanks, and they'll still work. It's not pretty, but it'll work. That's the same thing with your brain, my brain. I'm going to assume it works the same way for everyone else. I know I shouldn't assume. I just did. Sorry. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, this seems like a very logical brain? Yes. So, oh, I know what's missing. Like, narratives counts. Okay, so if you just chuck all this into your brain, and none of it really makes sense to your brain tries to make sense of how you feel about something, or how you felt about something, some assumptions, and then it tries to give you a reason. But whatever, if you chuck all this into your brain, you're just gonna get garbage, right? You're gonna get a garbage reason, you're gonna get a garbage explanation, and then you're gonna build your plan on that garbage. Which, and I think Silver will like this, we're gonna bounce around. Please hold. I just need to find the file. Which leads me to garbage in, garbage out. Yes. So, and I think what fair is, I'm probably gonna get myself into trouble with this one. Right now, it's people want the fair, your work mantra, right? Garbage in, garbage out. Buzz, I see what you did there. um, people want. So so the definition of fair is fair opportunity, not outcome. And I think that's what we're fighting over right now in the States is people want the same. Yes, yes. That's where I stole it from too. That's where I stole it from too, Buzz. So, so first in, first out. Okay, hold on. We'll come back. We'll circle back to that, Silver. So, I think if we could agree that fairness of outcome or equal outcome is a bad idea. It never works. It always fails. It always fails. Fairness of opportunity, I'm all for it. Here are the things, here are the tools. Everyone has a chance. Everyone has that. If you don't have access to the tools, we'll get you access to the tools. Right? But outcome, if you define fairness as having an equal and same outcome, nothing good comes out of that. That's garbage in, garbage out. So what I consider to be garbage, feelings, assumptions, beliefs, past narrative, some score you're keeping, desired outcome, past history, all of that is garbage. The only thing you should feed into your brain are the bare facts. A is B. And that's it. And then whatever comes out will hopefully be fairly decent. Can't guarantee it's going to always work because if you don't have the right information or you have the wrong information, you're in trouble, right? So this is how my brain works. I have a query, and then I look at the possible inputs. I'm like, no, I don't care how I feel about it. No, not assumptions. Which is what I don't quite understand. I don't quite understand. Okay, let's go back. Fair gets subjective. Yes, yes. There's a concept for that in building, Buzz, and I've forgotten it. It's like when you build something, the people building it shouldn't know on which side of the equation they're going to be on. So if you're building an apartment complex, you don't know if you're going to be the the owner or the renter. So you have to build it from that point of view. So imagine you had to build a complex, like an apartment complex for um, like fixed income living. But you don't know if you're going to live there, if you're going to be the one having to maintain it, or if you're going to be the one collecting the money for it. You don't know what your role is. But you have to build this thing. And I forget what this is called. There's a concept behind, there's a name for this concept. So we agree, we come to an agreement by saying we're not going to interfere with anyone's legal or non-detrimental. That becomes that term has to be refined, but it's equal. Sorry, I'm going to back up. It's equal access to opportunity. If you don't have equal access to opportunity, how can we get you access to the tools that you need to get out to reach an opportunity? If you're trying to say that everyone should have the same outcome, this is my definition, then it's going to fail. If we could just maybe get on that page, things could be better. But yeah, this is pretty much how my brain works. I think it's kind of close to what the Stoic outlook on life is. So when I say facts, not just numbers, but things that I have direct control over is what I would feed into this. Things that I know for sure. And then I let my brain grind away. And I think when people say, oh, he made an emotional decision, this is what we're talking about here. They put the feelings into, there is an issue also. Yes. What is that issue? So I think we need individual gain and collective good. It's just again, we have to strike a balance. How the individual looks at the term facts. Yes. And I figured that's why I was going to get myself into trouble. Measurable. These are things that are measurable. A balance, right? We sort of have to, my wife and I talk about this a lot. So in Japan, it's too much of the collective good and it paralyzes people. The US is too much of an individual gain. So the two extremes of that can be seen just by looking at Japan and the US. Yes, we do. We do measure in centimeters. We do this a lot. If you look at people who sell contraband, that's all they deal with. If you look at camera lenses, hey, what's up, TV Cal? How are things going for you, sir? I haven't seen you for a while. We need an update. Camera lenses, hospitals, military. It's everywhere. Oh, you're joking. Okay, all right. It's one of my things that triggers me, actually. Yeah, see, and that's, Nate, yes. That's a horrible state to be in. Going good, yeah, been busy with work and figuring out new games, etc., but been good. Been playing a lot of Battlefield 5. I think, or 4, I think I figured out some of my gameplay issues. I have a very old TV, and I think the delay is massive. Yeah, we need to play some Battlefield soon. I'm out there trying to find some folks to play with when Battlefield 2042 drops. What's Spillgate? Splitgate. I'm really bad with new games. I'm such an old man. But yeah, um, kids, facts. These are things that no matter what you do, don't change. You're trying to. Oh, really? How big is it? It's a new game and it's crazy fun. It's yeah. That's all we can ask for, right? And then 32 inches. Oh man, where would I put that? Hold on to that. Hold on to that. I think a lot of my problem is that my TV is old. Mutual respect and attempted understanding. Peace can come. Yes. Or you can disagree to disagree, which is kind of a peace. That Buzz, that is my goal. We do want to reach this level where things work out, but we don't want to destroy everything in the process. If we could avoid that, we don't need another world war, which is what we're fast approaching. But and then that's probably where it's going to end up. There's going to be a nasty conflict, or the potential for a nasty conflict. It's definitely brewing. That people are mostly good. They are. They are. Now, when you put them in a position where they don't have access to what they need, then things become questionable. It may be the upper end cannot be skipped. I know there always has to be this chaos where people go, "Oh, that's what you meant. Oh, that's what you were talking about." Or, "Oh, I didn't know that was going to happen." It's like, but we tried to tell you. Yeah, we do. Sometimes the good people with a more positive objective and view often don't end up in power. Yes. Yeah. Power corrupts. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. But, and there we have it. Humans must develop foresight. Yes! Yes! Thank you, Buzz. So, and there we have it. Humans must develop foresight instead of this hindsight. So, there's a concept for that also, and it's called, what you do is called a, not post-mortem, but pre-mortem. If this were to fail, what would have caused it? If we could just get that thought process into people's head, instead of saying, "Oh, that happened, so next time I won't do that," it's too late. If this were to fail, if things were to go sideways, what would likely be the cause? No. History is it can show you what we've just identified here. Yeah, if. So history can show you failures in thought processes, but you can't keep looking back at the details. So people look at the details instead of the general, like what kind of thoughts led to it. Right? So many times wars, one of the big things that we end up, history is a hindsight with the hope of not repeating the same process and expecting a different outcome. Yes. So silver, yes. So what if What if it failed? No, not this is not what if it fails, is if it were to fail, what would have been the cause? What would have caused the failure? Not what if it fails. Kind of, it's more of if it were to fail, what would be the cause of that failure? Yeah, so the things that feed into conflict are resources. It really just resources. I think it's pretty much what most wars are over, right? Land and resources. The failure is always an option. And then you have also Adam Savage. When we end up with us and them, no matter what it is, be it religions, be it pineapple on pizza, team pineapple on pizza, or pineapple doesn't belong on pizza. Once we get to that point to where it's just us versus them, or this thing represents this group, like wearing a mask represents the left and not wearing a mask represents the right, it's all over. It's done. It's done. You've reached such a point to where you're not even thinking rationally. Meanwhile, Charlie 910 is like, yes, fight, 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 fight. It doesn't care, which takes us right back to science, which is science don't care. Science does not care. It's like, yeah, you guys want to make it some sort of dumb rule. Some general or hero in the Philippines. Nice. So those who do not know their past know not where their future leads them. That's a really good translation. I like that. All right, we have a picture from Discord. Oh, that's the monitor. Ooh, where could I put that? I need a place to put that. That would solve my problem. Okay, so let's look at what we all agree upon. And I haven't written a lot of this down. And then we're gonna show the album. Yes, I saw that. I saw the size reference. So, what do we all agree upon? Standing in front of 13 humans and getting them to agree is an exercise that inspires collective greatness. Scale that to 7 billion, and suddenly we have the exact world that we are currently dreading and the end result. What a flip. Doing trying to flip. Yeah, okay. So, but if we remove the number and look at the systems involved, right? So this is where I think, is it fatalism? I'm not quite sure what ism it is. Don't look at the number. So let's pull back a bit, and you'll see that there's certain like feedback loops that no matter how many people you have, the law of fives, right? So basically the law of thirds. 5 people will like the idea, 5 will be blah, and 5 will hate it. So if you can assume that just instead of saying 7 billion people and say, okay, a third of those people are going to be on board, a third is like, whatever, they can go either way, and then a third will be, oh, we hate it. Okay, so when you pull back and just look at systems, and you remove nationality, you remove gender, remove all the things, and just look at feedback loops and how things really work, because we're just a bunch of systems, right? You put A in, blah, blah, blah happens, you get C out. And if you can focus on just that, then the number becomes unimportant. And it sounds cold, but that's how you sort of end up with a workable system. And then you apply it to a small group and say, okay, it seems to work. And then you apply it to a larger group, and you see if that system sort of, functions. And then you let it out into the wild. but to make sure that that system, you can see it represented no matter what scale you're at. Did that make sense? I think that made sense. That's the sound of me thinking, by the way. Me just rolling things around in my own head. So don't let the number throw you, Buzz. Numbers don't lie. It's just the law of thirds. So, but we have to manipulate people. There is a certain level of manipulation, right? But if people are behaving, if we can behave in a civil manner and say, okay, that makes sense, but we're drawing a hard line right here. This line shall not be crossed. You got to put a box around that, right? Oh, I totally agree, Buzz. Yeah. You've got to put like hard boundaries. So we have to all sort of agree that we're going to let one guy drive the bus. But we're telling that guy where to go. We're pulling the thing, go ding, stop here, ding, no, don't go that way. And then at any time during the ride, we can just take homeboy out. It's like, no. If it's like, we're going to go here, like, no, you're not driving the bus off the cliff. Well, I'm driving, and you can't tell me what to do. It's like, oh, yeah. Yeah, we have to draw very hard lines and boundaries around that. What's up, Laser? So I think Buzz. So what? So I'm a stoic, and basically I stopped thinking about I can only have an impact on the people around me. At first, the manipulation is for the common good, and when the manipulation can securely funnel money, yes. I would stop at. At first, the manipulation is for the common good, and when the manipulation that the manipulation can secretly funnel money or power, then it gets mutated, and I would stop there because it's not just the West. And I think that process exists anywhere. When I was hello, Sister iMorph's. What's up, Laser? Yeah, oh man, this has been like a fantastic conversation. So I live in public housing. Oh, you're being dramatic there. Dang it. Okay, you guys, I don't understand several things in text. I don't understand sarcasm. Really bad with sarcasm. So you had to put sarc after it. So he's like, for Morph the dummy who doesn't get sarcasm. B, when you're being dramatic, you gotta let me know. Oh, even in regular speech, I miss it. I'm really horrible with sarcasm. Really bad. So bad. People are like, Morph, I was being sarcastic. It's like, oh. You've got to put like big flags around it. Morph, I'm being funny. But yeah, so I think that's, for me, I landed on being a stoic because you deal with. Yeah, it doesn't work, Silver. I'm sorry. It's not you. It's me. Yeah, tone is really rough. It's not you, Silver. It's me. I'm the one that's broken. I'm the one that needs help. I get it all the time, Silver. I get it all the time. Everyone's like, dude, more being sarcastic. Oh. One of my longtime friends. Yes, exactly. As long as you can make it funny without it being hard to read. Yes, we all win. There we go. Social security. Yeah, I'm so bad. The kids. It's like, wait, what? A friend of mine, I've known him for years. He said, I know with you, iMorph, just to give up totally on sarcasm. A few times I can identify it. You just assume everything anyone says is sarcasm. No, 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 don't do that. No, 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 no. That's too far the other way. But yeah, so that's why I landed on being a stoic because you just stay in your lane. That's basically what being a stoic is. Stay in your lane. Now, if your lane, if you end up with influence over a larger lane, then that's your lane. But for my everyday life, what we talked about earlier, Buzz, I just try to make sure that when I see particularly young men behaving poorly, that I'm going to be that voice that says, no, that shall not stand. You know, Automod is out of its mind. That has at least 3 ways it can be read. Twitch talks in a way forces you to read it in a certain safe way that doesn't really allow you to naturally follow the way it's written. Yeah, yeah. So I stay in my lane. I try to make assumptions, and when I do assume something, I try to mark it very clearly. I'm assuming this is the case, which means I probably think I'm wrong. But I'm gonna work from this assumption. But I try to stay in my freaking lane. Yeah, Automod. Dude, Automod is hyper aggressive. Automod hates everyone. But as you guys can see, I crawl around in my brain a lot. Like an incredible amount. And also have to crawl around in my students' brain, in the brains of my students. And that's a very interesting exercise. Automod does not approve. Just give me one every once and again. I know. I speed out of my lane, but quickly make your way back. I enjoy lane. So to do that, I must expand my lane from time. Yeah. So you expand your lane by. There are multiple ways to expand your lane. I think one, become a cult leader on Twitch. I don't know how I ended up here, you guys. Every day I look at my life and think, how did I get here? Wait, I'm a cult leader? All Twitch channels are cults and I'm the leader? It blows my mind. So if you guys, those of you that come to the stream regularly, I'm fine with being called a cult leader because we can all laugh at that. But when people call me boss and chief, I get really uncomfortable because that's entirely too much power. Too much power, and it makes me uncomfortable. Thank you, kids. I love it. More if anyone lovely deserves a cult, it's you. It's like, oh, he's such a nice young boy. Here, have a cult. That juxtaposition is brilliant. Oh. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Yes. Yeah. So I find power absolutely terrifying. When I was tasked with running several schools as a manager, I did everything I could to give my power away. Everything I could. my sibling, the cult leader, never saw that coming, right? Did anyone? So when I worked at Nova, the language school, I did my best to give all the power away that I could. And I sat down, particularly when I learned about the concept of a circle of influence. And I sat down and looked at all the information I received assistant FPS. I don't need the power. Although I dreamed of being He-Man. Nice. I gave all the power away that I could at work, you guys. Faxes would come in for me. By the time I got here, it was already a cult. I just walked into a cult like, wait, what? Hi, welcome. The door closes behind you. Someone guides you to the coffee machine. Hi, welcome. Come on in. What? So these faxes would come in. And I would look at them and think, okay, this fax is give information that I'm supposed to give to the teachers. You realize you've done the same? You need to harness your power? Harness that power. And I would sit there, look at all the faxes and think, okay, all of these things relate directly to the instructors. So I stopped chairing the meetings for the instructors, for the teachers. I would get all the faxes together and say, you guys are going to have a meeting on this day. That's the only thing I would sort of like say, this day you're having a meeting, because that's the only time we can find. Here are all the faxes. Here are some faxes, and here are the things I've highlighted are related to you directly. How do you like your coffee? The metal roar through the next room's door. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Kids, I try to be as level-headed as possible. I'm still human. I do dumb things. But I try to still keep a console to keep me grounded. Yes. But I had to be my own console, which was really exhausting. So I go through and like, okay, this is related to you, this is related to you. So you can't help but, Buzz says, you can't help but give attention to how some of the most evil ideas in history have gathered so much traction. While many of the fair and good ideas are pushed to the side. Yes. We all dumb at some times. Thank you for the joke. Yeah, we all dumb at some time. Like, duh. Yeah, Buzz, it's infuriating, right? It's like, but I thought we are the good guys, right? So I would hand out these faxes before the meeting and say, who's going to talk about what? You guys decide together what you're going to deal with. Here, okay, you guys decide, okay, here are all the things you need. Here are the constraints. Buzz, my sister, agrees. Good God. Automod. Let me hunt my trees and chill with my music, wear my mask, drink my Kool-Aid. Yes, exactly, right? Just leave me alone. So they would or self-organize a meeting. I say, here are the boundaries. Right? And thanks, Buzz. There you go. Now you're an official member of the cult. You're so official. All the letters are capitalized. Thanks to Buzz. And I just say, here are the constraints that you can work in. These are the same constraints that I have to work in. Here they are for you. Come up with a solution. Come up with a plan. And then I would just walk away. And the first time I did that, the Japanese side were like, why aren't you in the meeting? I'm like, well, none of it concerns me. I would pop in and say my bit. Okay, you guys. Welcome, here's a coffee. Yes. I would say my bit. It's like, this bit is from me. Okay, everything else, I'm leaving now. You guys go. The predisposition to evil would suggest an exist of a devil, but you digress. We need to have, Buzz, we need to sit down and have like a long talk, right? It's so many good ideas. So many interesting ideas. So yeah, the first time I did that, the Japanese staff was like, what are you doing? I'm like, why are you teaching? Isn't there a meeting? I'm like, no. They're taking care of it. This is what they're doing. Oh. And they know their limits. Yeah, 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 yeah. And when my boss found out what I was doing, it's like, but why are you doing that? Because none of it relates to me. It's all about them. It all affects them directly. They should make the decision on how they're going to handle it and how they're going to carry out, what's been written in the facts. I did not want that. No, didn't want that power. I would even allow them to evaluate. I wouldn't say evaluate themselves. I would give them. Yeah, I did. The confusion was great. They were like, what? I would hand the evaluation guidelines to the teachers before their evaluation and say, this is what we're looking at. This is what you need to get a raise. If you don't want a raise, here's the bare minimum to keep your job. Where would you put yourself? Oh my God, I'm only here. And I want a raise. I'm like, okay, so what are you going to do? What are you going to do to get that raise? Well, I need to work on this. I'm going to do this. I'm like, great. There's just only one other thing I want to add to that, and that's this. Okay, fair enough. And I would show them my evaluation afterward. It's like that you guys pretty much identified all the things I was going to talk about anyway. So boom. No. They're horrible if you don't know what you're being evaluated for. You make puppy eyes. You shave your legs, we do? We do never shave legs, right? Having a great time. Really, really touchy subjects, right? We've given each other space. We know how to listen and understand. Everyone needs to take a civics course. Civics and how to be civil. Yeah, Buzz. Hey, I'm in my lane. I'm staying in my lane. That 1,000 people, I can't. I can only deal with what's you guys right here. This is my lane. This is my box, and I'm staying in it. Someone else can deal with the bigger problems. Okay, so let's look at this. What you're doing is you're pumping your feelings, right? And you've got a narrative. And so that's why you guys will never hear me talk about how to fix the world. I'm just going to deal with myself. And if you want to come along for the ride with me, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, whoever seems to yell the loudest. Wait, am I yelling? Am I yelling? Wait, am I the loud one? Am I the bad guy here? So what you're doing, kids, is that you're feeding your feelings into your machine, and then you're coming out with some sort of conclusion, and then you're building a plan and judging yourself based on the feelings that you put in, right? You're feeding in your weaknesses, and then you sabotage yourself. You are what you eat, you are what you think. I do this all the time when it comes to trying to learn Japanese. I sabotage myself. So don't compete. Who are you competing with? I'm going to put on my father hat now. I am completely devoid of college education and I have no civics direction. I feel like I'm fair and open enough to get along with others. Where does that distinctiveness come from then? Because it's built in. And I don't know how you've arrived there. Some people need formal education. That's what you came equipped with, like batteries included. So what it sounds like, Buzz, is that you need to start a civics stream or a civics podcast or a civics medium or a civics What are some other avenues? Instagram. You can. You can. So if you. So the question is, what's your lane? What's your sphere of influence? Is it just those immediately around you, people in the workplace, or people that you follow on Twitter? What's your circle? And just go from there. Yeah, they are needed. Some people have it built in though, kids. It's for the ones that don't have it that they need to experience it. And then for those that have it built in, they need to know that yes, you are indeed on the right path, but be careful. Kids. Dude, that was my upbringing. My mom super religious. My dad was an engineer, which is why I settled initially on Taoism because it was sort of like a religion with the scientific underpinnings. That's how I resolved that issue. It drove me crazy. It drove me absolutely crazy trying to reconcile those two extremes. Dear sister, did you know about this? I'm quite sure her head just exploded. It took me years to put these two concepts together. Okay, good. All right. So that's why first I landed on Taoism, and then I discovered um, uh, the concept of being a Stoic. So, and Taoism is just basically science with a cover of religion on top, so people can sort of digest it, right? But Taoism is basically you observe, you deduce, and you apply. It's like, okay, what did you see? What's the concept behind it? Will following that concept, will applying that concept get you closer, move you closer to your objective, or will it move you further away? And that's basically all Taoism is. That's basically it. But all the stuff, the trappings around it, is so it's digestible for at the time the normal populace, right? So you tease out the core concept and say, okay, does that apply everywhere? If yes, will it move me closer or farther away from what I'm after? Yeah, I had to try to, man, trying to deal with those two concepts. Wow, that was rough. But you just put them in little boxes, right? Excellent. But kids, who are you competing with? I'm putting my dad hat back on. Who are you competing with? Also, Buzz, think about your immediate environment, and that's where you start. Don't try to go to that larger stage. Just work within your framework, your current framework. Who are you competing with, kids? I have my lane, but I respect when someone else would choose theirs since I was left to choose mine. Seems like everything in my life comes back to that word, fair. Choose my life, but left it so I should. So, but sometimes people need a course adjustment, right? If you see someone heading, it's like a lighthouse. It's like, hey, land here, you might want to turn. So fair doesn't mean, so what you're looking for, you're going to send out your call. Hey, I'm doing this. And those who are interested will join you. Those that are looking to make a change will follow you, right? I follow people on YouTube all the time because I had a question, I was looking for something, and that person answered that question, and they continued to answer other questions that I had. And they never said, you have to do what I tell you. So you just have to start doing it. And then those that want to hang out can come hang out. So you can feel with myself, I'm an unfortunate product of the talented and gifted because when I moved to the US, I performed higher, so they threw, guess, oh my God. So you self-sabotage. Yes, I do the same thing. And I was also in the talented and gifted program, but I don't know if I'm very bright. Yeah, you are immune to that. So the thing is, Buzz, just be you, and just talk about things that you feel that are important, and people who want to come along for the ride will come along for the ride. And that's pretty much all you can do. Yeah. And then call out things that are really, really wrong. Let's write a book, How to Fix Your Life for Dummies. Yeah. See, oh, look at that. Huh. How interesting. We all ended up here. Huh. It's like we found each other. You're just able to communicate verbally at a higher standard most days. Look at that. So, kids, it sounds as if which I also struggle with, realistic objectives, attainable objectives. Please work on that. Do you think you set your standards too high? Maybe reasonable standards, attainable. So Buzz, we're gonna hop around in this conversation. So Buzz, it's okay to say this is what I think and this is how I do things. Do you have any questions? I have this thing if you're interested. That's perfectly fine. So you were the only student in the 5th grade in GT, and it was a constant. So what happened there, Buzz? Jeffrey, this podcast episode is out being familiar if you can. If you came from a religious upbringing. Okay, let's click that. I forgot to keep track of all these. Buzz, you had a link that you provided. I don't have a way to catch all these links right now. And I think I lost. Buzz, if you could drop your link into Discord, or DM it to me, that way I'll have it. Kids, if you could either Discord or Twitter, DM it to me. Okay, so you identified it, and it's like, you send up the flag like, help! There is a Discord. There is a Discord, yes. There you go. All right. I'm getting links from everywhere. Excellent. The more sources I have, the better. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you, guys. DM them to me. Dear sister, send it to me also. That way I'll see it in more than one place. The Discord is very quiet. Right. Okay, Buzz. So you weren't in class, but you were actually away studying. But the people in the class are like, oh, that's not fair. Well, why doesn't he have to be here with the rest of us? Envy is such an ugly thing. Redo, I love your book title. I saw it. I want to loop back around. Let's write a book, How to Fix Your Life for Dummies. So good. All right, it's getting late for a lot of you. Oh my God. Yeah, see? Okay, see, Buzz, this comes down to exactly what this machine is that I pointed out here. Why does Buzz get to go hang out? No one knows why. I bet he's there saying this, and then this is happening, and I bet you this, and they put it into their little brains. It's like, that's not fair. right? They just had this, why does he get to do this? Why isn't he here? If I were here, this is what I would be doing. And then they put that into their brain. The brain says, oh, yeah, we don't have any facts, but let's just pick the worst possible thing. And then spits it out. Yes, we do. Yes. Oh my God. That is those three things. The only get a job is if you're broke. But aside from that, right? If you have no source of income and you need a source of income, yes, get a job, please, for that stability. But I know what you mean. It's if you are in a negative space, getting a partner might not fix it. Yeah, see, and fixing, I love the quotation mark. Yeah, fixing yourself. And by fixing, we mean breaking. So you're going through advanced courses? Yeah. Redo. I really like that. That would be a really good book. How does one write a book? I would say, oh, I plagiarized this, or this belongs to this person. This is from this reference. Because a lot of this is just from programming and things that I've heard and bits I've pieced together. We could explain how to judge your skills and apply yourself so you find a job that you want. Not just go to interviews until someone says, yeah, just start. Yes, don't do that. Don't do the not just go to interviews until someone says yeah. Don't do that. Look at your skills. I say, that's what I do. Oh, you guys don't want that? Fine. All right, you guys. This has been far more than what I expected. Actually, I didn't have an outcome, which we're going to go back to the tower thought, which is why each week is so stressful. It's been so good. I'm so happy I found you guys. I'm so happy we found each other. Welcome to the cult. There, I said it. That's what we are. I don't know. A cult of what? I don't know. So before each stream, I have a crisis, an emotional crisis, because I don't know what the outcome is going to be. And then I have to tell myself, don't worry about it. But I don't know what the outcome is going to be. I don't know what's going to happen. Just don't worry. Build the things, and whatever happens, happens. For the record, I don't have any negative thoughts towards so that uniform, once I fits all mentality. Yes. Oh no, you're being tested for acceptance to the X-Men. Well, I've always been more of a fan of Deadpool. The cult of whatever you think this cult is about.
Thank you for trying this demo.
You know, Deadpool is my personal favorite. They won't let him into the X-Men, and that's their loss. And that's where I stand on that. And people also laugh at Ant-Man, and he's just because he's small. I take beef with that.
Thank you for trying this demo.
Okay, so Aquaman gets I feel for Aquaman. I love Deadpool. If I could ever be called a thing, it would be open. Yes. Yeah, you are. It's not an easy thing to be open and to let people have their say, and then to internalize, not internalize, but to take it in and say, okay, I see where you're coming from, and that means you sort of see things like this. and not judge. Love Deadpool. Absolutely love Deadpool.
Trying this demo.
At 38, open is easy. No, Buzz. Look around. Look around. Look around. So each week, you guys, let me tell you what I go through. I struggle with this right here, which is why I posted this particular piece of wisdom. I become anxious over the outcome because I don't have a clear outcome. I freak out because I don't have an outcome. You stand. Nice. You stand with Buzz. Oh, really? So this is which version of Buzz is this? Is this like 2.1, 3.1.1.1? Oh, Silver, stop it. Oh no. Silver. Need hugs? You notice that this week? So you become anxious because you're not achieving, and when you achieve, you become anxious because you're not achieving. But you, that loop, that loop, that you see that's what a unhealthy loop that is, right? That's vicious. That is truly vicious. And have you broken out of it? Now that you've noticed it, what is your plan to your first not last joke? Wait, I must have missed something. If you're not first, you're like, oh, yeah, yes. Ah, got it. Yeah, from the movie. Got it. Little slow. Got it. Okay. But now you can flag it when you see it, right? I sabotage myself. I don't have an edit. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. I know it means photograph, like you can see something once and memorize it. Dude, Buzz, I'm the complete opposite. I don't have a mind's eye. Aphantasia. We are complete opposites when it comes to that. Eidetic. Thank you. Eidetic. We're the complete opposite. I can't remember anything that I see. I have no way to store images in my head. Everything is just stored as a text file. That's it. I can tell you what things look like, but I can't see it. Okay. So, kids, Buzz, big hugs. No. What's no? Oh, you've learned. Good. Good. So, Silver, what's your framework for your brain? I trick myself into doing things by writing little programs that look for things. So I treat my brain like it's Bash. I write little programs, and then I set them to run to look for things. So I have a framework for my brain, so how I interact with my brain. One being that. Like I'm learning so much about my brother. So I have this framework which I treat So this is how I treat my brain. I was kept to class in biology. The teacher asked me to look at a picture for a couple seconds. He removed the picture, then asked me, I said 11. He said, good. Now I know you haven't been cheating in my class. You are free to go. Oh, that's brilliant, Buzz. I had to be stressful as a kid, but it's like, okay, you just got this. You can see everything. Can I just borrow a slice of your brain? Just a little bit? Can I just borrow like maybe 2% so I can sort of hold pictures in my head? Not everything, just a bit. So this is how I deal with my brain, Silver. This is how I visualize my brain working. And I can also feed programs in. So also in the inputs, I can write programs and feed them into my brain and then run them. So you thought everyone else could do it, right? So people like me, who can't remember anything visually, couldn't understand what people meant that they could see pictures or remember everything that they see. You were a mystery to me. It's like, wow, are you a wizard? So this is how I deal with my brain, Silver. I just treat it like I can ask it things, I can put things into it, and then it'll do its magic and it'll spit things out. Sometimes you need to control it by writing programs and saying, do this, or look out for this. Yes, I do. Oh, wow. So you look at the problems around you, then you set yourself a goal to fix that problem. Then I achieve that goal and go back to anxious mode. Yes. So I think fixing problems, great. What do you become anxious about? Oh, because you're not fixing something. Oh. As soon as the words came out of my mouth, I just like, oh, that's right. He goes back. He needs to fix something. Yes, that's the loop. So you're absolutely garbage with names. Me? Is that so? When you see words, so when you read, do you see words or? I struggle. I don't. It depends on what I'm reading. So you like so if it's about like programming or something like that, then I can sort of understand it. But if it's a story, all I look for are. Hold on a second. So so you're bad with names. You can shake your hand and hear your name, and then call you Chief or Bud right after that. So it seems like it's like a narrow band, Buzz. I find fiction very difficult. If there are a lot of things that aren't real, or if it requires me to imagine seeing something, like static things, then my brain struggles. But if it's action, I can sort of store that information and kind of understand what it would look like, but I wouldn't be able to visualize it. But I would know what it would kind of look like and feel like, but I can't see it. So when I did. And what I enjoyed, I love Piers Anthony. What I enjoyed were the concepts of a world where this happened. I enjoyed the concept of that world. I would like to live in that world. That's why I like Piers Anthony. Not so much what happened, but of the concept of that world. I have no images. I can't tell you what the book covers look like. Just the concept of where these, like, death had was a person. Like these concepts are very interesting to me, and that's why I enjoyed it. I can't quote anything from a single solitary book. I think my sister's head just exploded again. Sorry. Sorry. I have no images. It's totally blank. Yo, definitely. Bonus points. Like, oh, she remembered like Piers Anthony. Yes. The Zan series. Ah. I just read it for to hear about the world. Like the concept of the world. So when I watch movies, the ability tests were given in study form Thursday. So all answers were given and the test was Friday. The question order was rearranged, but I could read the questions like this. In 900 Dr. Francis, and I would know the answer was D. I'd be done with the entire test in 5 minutes. That's why I thought you were cheating. I know at the time it had to be really frustrating, but the fact that you're like, oh yeah, that's D, because he had already seen it, and they didn't change the answers. They just changed the order of the questions. Oh man, that had to be so infuriating though. Why do you think I'm cheating? And why is everyone else taking so long? Why is it taking you guys so long? Yeah, you can describe book covers, right? You can describe book covers of books you haven't read that you've seen in the bookstore. Buzz, that'd be really, really frustrating. And you look around going, why is it taking everyone else? So is that when you sort of discovered that everyone else didn't have the same talent? That's when you just sit there and wait until at least half the class turns in their work and pretend like you're taking the test so that you can fit in that. Okay, now I'm getting angry. Right, things came together for you in grade 9. Like, oh, hold on a second. Did you conduct like surveys? Puppy bathroom break? Okay. So I'm getting upset now, you guys. At the school system. Getting very, very angry. No, I'm just angry at the school system. These types of things really, to me, this is an injustice that really infuriates me. Because the impact that it's had on your entire life. The school system, yeah. That's school system's broken. It's Buzz. Maybe when you're like 125, you'll be just like the rest of us. You've got a long way to go. Got a couple of decades before it's like, oh, so this is what it feels like to be Morph. Now that's like another 200 years. Oh, this is what it feels like to be Morph. Huh, interesting. So I too agree that something needs to be done about the school system. Like everywhere. Here, in Japan, and pretty much everywhere. But what that something is, I'm not 100% sure. But we definitely need to step away from rote memory testing. That's for sure what needs to be done away with. So, I don't know all there is to know about your life, Buzz, but why can't you do what you've just listed here? So you realize apply it in a more useful capacity. What would that useful capacity be, and why can't you do it now? And that would also, that journey of you rediscovering your eidetic memory and putting it to useful, whatever you consider to be useful. I think people, parents of kids that are experiencing the same thing, would benefit from that. I think you should also talk to kids. And I think there's like either a podcast or a YouTube channel lurking somewhere. There's an idea there. Hey, that's why we're here. You're amongst friends. I didn't have the luxury of that option, kids, so I just had to dig around in my head by myself. So much digging around. You found a whole group of us gifted kids? Nice. Your audible recognition is still top notch? Okay, so I'm going into solution mode. You just lied about going to therapy because it was frowned upon. We all need some time, allowing someone to dig around in our heads, or for us to just dig around in our heads and say, "What is this? Wait, I'm broken? Wait, it's his fault? Oh, it's also my fault for doing this, but also that? Oh, yeah." I think that's where we are in history, though, where we can actually have the time to, and the tools and the understanding to really dig into what we are. Is this art, or can we throw it away? Wait a minute. Why are we throwing it? Hold on, Redo. Hold on. Back up. How did we arrive at this thought? Yeah, you have been looking for a therapist recently, right? I think you said there was a backlog because of lockdowns and so on. Redo, you need to, yeah, modern science. I know. Modern science and, yes, all of it is so good. 21st century. Finding stuff in your brain that you don't need. Ah! Yeah. It's like, oh, what is this thing? Oh, this thought process is not going to get me anywhere. Get rid of that. What the heck is this? Oh, that seems like it's good. No, that's garbage. We don't need that. I don't even know what the heck this is. Why am I still holding on to this? First I've gotten into a sort of orbital mechanics. Never too late, I guess, but I think where it would be a real. So, hold on, Buzz. Hold on. Maybe. Yes. All right, see you. See you, Silver. Have a good one. Keep on top of your brain there, my friend. So, it's never too late. The only question I have is, I don't know if I have any questions. It's never too late. And if you have the time and the resources, stopping you? So, yeah, I also have I'm also cheering, kids. Yes. Hey, Buzz, dude, if it's something that you love, dive into it. Whatever aspect of it that you like, and from whatever perspective you want to get into it. If SpaceX is your thing, please, please dive into that. Rip it apart and take us with you. Take us on that journey with you. That's all that I ask. Figure out how your presentation style. Okay, yes, please do that. And then report back. And then go to bed. That's okay. That's right, we do. You're refactoring 2,000 lines of complex code for a general workflow to cope with a very specific use case. So you regularly grab snippets of the conversation. The fact that you can grab snippets, amazing. Go do that. We do. So Buzz, what is your preferred method of communicating? It does. But Buzz, I totally agree that it's like we're moving to something bigger, right? First, it was let's cross this pond. Oh my God, we didn't drown. Okay, let's cross this river. Whew, made it. Hey, let's see what's on the other side of those mountains. Huh. So if we go above the trees, we won't die. Huh. Okay. Wow. Look at that big old body of water. Swimming? Swimming? Boats? Here, get in this thing. It might work. Oh man. Throg died. Dang it. All right, who's next? Well, what happened? And we keep going. We keep going. When people say, they just went up to space for their ego, I want to scream. It's like, we've got to get off this rock. We have got to get off of this rock. We have to come out from the trees. We have to come down from the trees. We got to get out of the ocean. We've got to get on the other side of that mountain. Well, where does that body of water lead to? I don't know. Well, who's going to go? Screw it, I'll go. All right, good luck. Dude, it's been like 5 years. No one's come back. Yeah. We're going to try it again? I guess? Powered flight. So, that's a very broad, I agree with you on the broad strokes. Zoom in. What is it that you like? You said it's orbital mechanics or rocket engineering. I have a book recommendation for everyone. I just have to go find it. Hold on. And the music's going to stop for just a moment. Oh, it didn't. Oh, nice. I'm going to read this to you because I don't know how to get from the iPad to the Twitch app quickly. I actually have several book titles. I have several books, actually. One that's going to blow your mind is called Meltdown. If I could only type around my microphone. Meltdown by... I'll just put one of the names, and you can find it from there. Chris Clearfield. That's one. And there are two people that worked on that book. The other guy's name I can't pronounce. That's one. Scrolling. Scrolling. I've lost it. Scrolling. It might be down here. I haven't listened to it for a while. Oh, missed it. I think I've completed it. It might be in this. Hold on. Gotta go back to the top. Okay, another is Think Like a Rocket Scientist. These are all these. The first book will sort of show you how things work and don't work, and the concept of loose and tight coupling, and complexity when you're creating systems. That's what I took away from Meltdown: loose coupling, tight coupling, and complexity, and how that pretty much determines if things are going to work or not. That's the best I can do. Your preferred method of learning, and you can't have, is you watch YouTube videos that too. My daughter does that. You watch. Okay. Yeah, my youngest daughter, she watches everything at double speed. Not only that, she can watch something and then listen to something simultaneously. Oh, wait. What does it say about her then? I have to have a talk with her. So, but how do you like to present information? What is your preferred output method? Do we need to start a book club? Oh, and that spelled scientist wrong, by the way. Go me. As if you were teaching someone? Okay, all right. And this is going to be with like PowerPoint or video. So I enjoy radio. I enjoy audio, which is why you very rarely see my face. I grew up listening to radio, so I prefer to present in this manner. Podcast. I'm not interested in being on camera. And then images like this. So images and my voice. That's my preferred method of output. Excellent. I'm glad you're alive. That's important. Being alive is super important. So think like a rocket scientist. This is the deep one by Dennett. This one still messes up my head. But it sounds like we need to start a book club. Sorry, scrolling. 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 That was Meltdown. I think those are the big ones. I think those are the three big ones that have had the greatest impact. Oh, and this one also. Your blood pressure's been better since having a coffee in the afternoon? You get distracted by watching people try to be not awkward. Some people on YouTube move their hands like they just read an article titled "Always Move Your Hands When You Talk." I know exactly what you're talking about, Buzz. Oh, the Italians, yeah. Are you familiar with Davy 504 Kids? So you can't listen to Italians as they talk with their hands. Oh, so good. I think this was also quite good. I should listen to this again too. There we go. So those books, right? Those books. If someone could copy and paste that to me again, so I can actually make a list. Oh, you read the Design of Everyday Things? Nice. So, what is your preferred method, Buzz? Do you are you more of a let me talk? You're bare bones. I just want the data. Give me the information quickly. I could leave out. Okay. So, how do you present that information to other people? If you were to, would you start a podcast to to share that information? Would it be long form writing? Would it be video? What other options are there? So, written, spoken, or visual, or a book, or just a bunch of tables. This is actually the most difficult question. What is your preferred mode? Uh-oh. Oh no. There's no fun. Your lowest score and your so presenting information is what you struggle with? And leave out the human aspect if possible. Buzz, the crossover is so amazing. Just move those feelings to the side. Buzz, actually, that's what I was going to talk about today, delivering or preparing for a presentation. That's actually part of today. If you guys have a little more time, we'll kind of very quickly go through this. This is something my students struggle with because they're not taught how to present in Japanese school here. Okay, so this is a different issue. Okay, so your boss tells you you have to teach more and do less. Let others perform the work for me so that I can focus on supervision of many instead of being exceptional by yourself. Okay, and why do you end up doing more and teaching less? Also, how do I start a book club, like a reading club? How does that work? Looks like maybe we need one? Question mark. Okay, book club via Discord. Continue, kids. So you're not a teacher and you can't do it. You're a craftsman. Okay, you just do it, and you don't know how you do it. Therefore, you cannot teach it. Right? Okay. And that's probably really frustrating, isn't it? There we go. Welcome to the cult version. Level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. It frustrates your boss. So your boss is part of the problem, Buzz. Because if he wants you to do these things, he should provide you with the tools. He's part of the problem. You tell him that iMorph's said that. You're not helping. This teaching is really, really tricky. And since you don't know what you do, it's hard for you to say, do this. No, 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 nope, nope, Buzz. Stop, stop. And my esteemed podcaster told me that you are the problem. Yes. So he should, if your boss wants you to share your knowledge with those that you are working with, then he should sit down and figure out how to make that happen. He just can't tell you to make it happen. That's so unfair. That is so unfair. Right? He didn't provide you with a template or a set of objectives that you can meet. He didn't ask you why you weren't doing it. He didn't. It's like when people come into the, right? When people come into the stream and they start backseating, and everyone says stop backseating, but there's a way to backseat. For example, when I'm playing Battlefield 4, this young guy Matty, he's up in the military, and he says, Morph, he said, I think you're strafing. Like, what do you mean? Because you strafe. You're dragging, right? Like, yeah. And he just pointed out something really that was actionable. I think you're strafing. So, yeah. So, they would have to watch Buzz. Your boss should say, hey, Buzz, do this, perform this act, perform this activity. And then, like, hey, you, guy who can't do this thing, watch Buzz. I want you to do what you do. Now I want you to watch Buzz do it. What was different? So your boss should come up with a list of things. Buzz, do this. Shadowing is so good. Shadowing is so good. I try to tell my students to do that for English. It's so good. It's so okay. Maybe Buzz, if your boss isn't gonna do it, I'm firing your boss, by the way. So think of all the things that he has said that you should teach other people to do, and make a list. Fired. So fired. Make a list and say, okay, who has this issue? Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So you need an interface, right? Okay, I've got it. Is that Grim? Grim is the same way. He's so grumpy. I love Grim. Grimsby. So Buzz, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but maybe I can solve your problem. I have a solution. Tell me what you think. Get a list of the things that your boss feels everyone should learn from you. And then, nice guy, but seems like a butthead. Unlike Automod, who's just a butthead. And then videotape yourself doing those things. You try to teach your nephew how to tie their shoes. I just couldn't. I tried showing them on my foot. They did not understand what was happening. I sat them down on my lap and tried to tie the shoe, but from that perspective, I couldn't do it. You broke it, Automod, again. Ah! Okay, see, now. See, Buzz, now I have to say deny. Now, that's the one time Automod was right. Poopy head. Yeah, teaching someone how to do something is super, super difficult. I've got the gray hairs to show it. Teaching a language where you have nothing in front of you is absolutely bonkers. Which is what those images are you see right there. So, Buzz, you need an interface between yourself and those other people. I have multiple interfaces. So that I don't come off as snobby. Oh yeah? Well, see, if he's your best friend, He'd do better by you. Tell him iMorph is still mad at him. iMorph is still mad. So sit down and say, okay, listen. You've identified the issues. We have all the issues in front of us, right? We have our inputs. The facts are this. Buzz needs an interface. Buzz is good at his job, but Buzz doesn't know how to transfer that information to others, like step by step. But thanks to the modern invention of video, I think this is what the program is. Identify what your boss wants, and then and then you set up a control situation and you carry out the activity. But you're gonna chop it up, right? So they're gonna videotape you setting up. They're gonna videotape doing this. You don't have to explain anything. Just carry out the action. And then the people who are struggling, your boss has to sit down and say, okay, make the actual documentation where Buzz did this for this. You don't need to be part of this. You do not need to be a part of it, Buzz. Let them deal with it. This is why he's doing this. This is why he's doing that. Okay, look at your own actions. Are you addressing this issue? Yes? Okay, this is how Buzz addresses it. This is how he carries out the action. Are you doing the same thing? That would be the solution. Then you split it up, yeah? And then that way you can just push a button and say, watch this. Here, complete these tasks. Go talk to him. And then you're done. But you need to split it up. Buzz, no. Oh, I say I'm good at my job because I learned it from him, right? The disconnect is that no one learns from you because you don't present like it. So, how would you present it? I think trying to do it on the job, don't do it. Don't do it on the job. And I totally agree. It slows you down. I'd rather ignore you. It's like, just do it. Do it yourself. I'll do it. Just go. Okay. I'm thinking. I don't know exactly how complex your job is, but if you could, the main issues that need to be addressed, if they could film you doing that, prepping, carrying out the activity, cleaning up afterward, whatever they need, just film that. That's okay. So we just need to find a workaround. We just need to find a way that you can achieve the goal of teaching without having to interact with us, with humans. Getting late? Okay, go. Very quickly, before you go. Hold on. We'll show you the record for this week. We had a bridge builder, transmission overload. There it is. Oh no, it's too big. No, it doesn't fit. So it's transmission overload with the chemical property of caffeine, the chemical number or whatever it is for caffeine. Transmission overload. I'll send it to you later. We have Doge coins in the corner and an original Fancy Coffee Club recording printed in Twitch. There we go. I'll send it to you. I don't know how to change the size. I can't resize it. Sorry. Oh, maybe I can do this. Hold on. All right. Thank you, Kit. All right. It's coming up on lunch here. It's probably getting very late for you. And North America. We will be back next week. I'll be just as stressed before the podcast begins. I am going to cheat and carry over some of today's stuff into next week because that makes it easier for me. So Buzz, I know people aren't going to believe this. You're very much welcome. You're not going to believe this, you guys, but I'm really shy. I'm actually an introvert, which is also another reason why I don't have a camera. The reason I like photography is because I can hide behind the camera and I don't have to interact with other people when I go out in public. It's my shield, and it keeps me from having to interact and dealing with those weird, awkward moments. I've also developed a lot of cheats so that I can get into another conversation. I have a whole bunch of these little tactics I use to deflect me being the center of attention in conversations. Oh, Buzz. I don't know how it could be bad. I don't know how I don't have that contest. But yeah, I just developed a bunch of tricks so that the conversation would center around other people, and I just ask questions and direct people towards each other, and then I can bail, and I never have to talk about myself. It's so relaxing. I cheat so much. All right, you guys. Thank you, kids. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yes, I was in the military. Yes, Air Force. So one of your happy days in life was when they introduced electronic checkouts, so you didn't have to deal with the cashier, right? Yes, I was in the Air Force for 4 glorious years. Yeah. I had a tool bag. They would send me out on jobs. I had to deal with other people. I'm here to fix this. Where is it? I fixed it. Bye. That's why maintenance was great. Very little interaction with other people. Go back to the shop, report that you've completed the job, and then go out to the next job, and then the day ends, and then you go home. Right. Buzz, thank you for all the subs. I'm so glad we found each other, you guys. So happy that we found each other today. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That's one of my hopes, Buzz, is to have these discussions and not go off the edge. I think we will achieve that today. I'm so happy that each of you decided to click on the join button for this podcast. And I'm so glad you participated. It's like, I'll work on my language. And for those of you who have been lurking and enjoying this conversation, thank you for lurking. We will be back next Friday. Next Friday will be short. I have class. Oh no, I don't have class this week. You should go to skip. Yes. So we will have a normal podcast. I don't have class next week. After the podcast, I need to go eat. I'm starting to slur my words. It's lunchtime. It's bedtime for a lot of you. It is Friday. Yeah, Friday morning or Friday afternoon to 14:26. Japan Standard Time. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? I know it's so. Yeah, yeah. Be safe, everyone, from kids. Over here. And I will see you all on the internets later this evening. Love you all. Mwah. Mwah. Have a wonderful day. Mwah. And evening. Mwah. Bye. Thank you so much, Buzz. Thank you for listening in, Redo, as you refactored all that code. All right, bye, 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 bye. Go to sleep, everyone.